Welcome back to PR After Hours. I'm your host, Alex Greenwood, bringing you your weekly cocktail of PR and marketing tips that will help you and your business. Stick around, we'll get started right after these messages. Hello, listeners. It's me, Alex, from PR After Hours. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. And I wanted to talk to you just for a moment about the way I get this show right into your earbuds every week. It's because I use Anchor FM. Now, I've told you previously that I've been podcasting since 2006, back when we used stone knives and bear skins and a couple of Dixie cups and string. Anchor FM has really streamlined this and made it simpler for people who don't know the first thing about setting up a podcast or don't have, time to learn all the pro tools and stuff, because it's all right here. First thing it's important to know is it's free. There are certain tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. That's huge. Distribution is a big pain in the butt, to be honest with you, so it's really great Anchor FM can do that for you, and you're not paying hosting fees. That adds up every month. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place, so download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started, and be sure to join me in the virtual cocktail lounge on PR After Hours. So, do you review businesses you work with? Do you review products you use? Do you review books you read? Do you review music you listen to? Do you review those little surveys they give you if you drive through on a fast food order? Well, guess what? Guess who does? That would be me. You're right. I even do this. I have a great weakness for something. I'll tell you about it real quick. And I know this is gonna but it's true. I'm just gonna admit it. My name is Alex, and this is silly. My name is Alex, and I have a weakness for Wendy's. It's true. I love Wendy's. I like their app. I like their food, of course. I like their service, at least the one at my local area. And during lockdown, it's just been like a secret little indulgence that I kind of break training and will have a single combo from Wendy's. Although I don't drink the soda, believe it or not. I'm the guy who rolls through there and drinks milk with this burger and fries. Hey, you save, like, milk's 90 calories and the average soda is like 200 and something. So you do the math. Anyway, I like Wendy's, and I'll tell you why. Lots of reasons besides the tasty food. Like I said, the app is really good. They have curbside. And I got really in my own head the other day, and I usually do curbside just because I'm very virus phobic, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, I'm not embarrassed by it. I wear a mask, and if I can just roll up and have somebody bring the food to me, I will. I also like the idea of not sitting there idling in the drive-through lane, wasting gas and pumping out emissions. So sue me. Anyway, point being, the other day I got on the app, I'd run an errand, and I was going to head over near my favorite Wendy's where I get all this really great customer service anyway. And I pulled in to the curbside, and I waited. And I waited. And I waited. 20 minutes later, and I'm kind of getting a little hot under the collar because I'm like, God, I'm hungry. I got places to be. Nothing's happening. This gentleman in a Wendy's uniform comes out. Super polite. Sir, are you waiting on a meal? And I'm like, hauling my phone over to the car or to the window. I rolled down. I said, yeah, look, I've got a combo. And he says, oh, well, we don't have any record of it. And I said, yeah, because we're here at the one on Prairie View Road. And then as soon as I said it, I realized I wasn't on Prairie View Road. I was at a Wendy's like 2 miles away from there. I was like, I am so embarrassed. And the guy kind of chuckled, and he said, it's okay. And he says, what'd you have? And I told him what I had. I showed him my phone. He says, we'll be right back. I'll get it for you. I said, no, that's not right. I paid for the one over there. He said, this happens all the time. We'll take care of it. Just let me get your order. 5 minutes later, he walks out with this glorious bag of steaming hot fries and a single cheeseburger that was just beautiful. And I apologized profusely for the trouble. And he was like, it's not a problem. I do it myself. It's when I wait in line at Starbucks is what he said to me. And I just thought that was so great. Such a nice humanizing moment. And I thanked him profusely. And I was embarrassed because I wanted to tip him, because he walked out there and did all that. I don't know if he would have taken it, but I didn't have any cash because I use the app, and I just don't carry cash anymore because I rarely go out anyway. So you can bet the little receipt I got on there, and I gave that guy a huge attaboy on the survey link. And besides that, if you use those surveys, you can get free food. Anyway, that's a digression just to tell you that I appreciate good service, and I also want to help organizations that maybe don't give us great service by participating in surveys. So, reason I'm mentioning that is because as a small business person, I rely on our customers' word of mouth and them being satisfied and happy. And I want them to tell me if they weren't happy so I can fix something. And that's why I am very pleased that on a couple of organizations, UpCity and Clutch, we are recognized as a top provider and top consulting agency. I'll put a link in the show notes to the recent one from Clutch if you want to see it. But that's because former or current customers have reviewed us positively there on that site. Now, I understand that Clutch and UpCity, that's a whole kind of way to get businesses on board and create traffic and for them to make money. I understand that. But I still believe it's important to have those kind of things in your hip pocket as a PR guy. I mean, it's not like it's untrue, and I don't think the average consumer really cares. They just know, they see, oh, wow, AGPR, Alex Greenwood got mentioned as one of the top PR consultants on Clutch this year. That's pretty great. All right. Attaboy. I'll call Alex when I need PR. It's not a tough thing to figure out. So what is it about that, though, that where people just don't give a review? I don't know. I think people get busy, first of all, or maybe they have a hard time in their own minds stringing words together to adequately describe the positive experience. Or maybe they genuinely had a bad experience and never could find a way to tell you. Either way, I'd like to encourage you to do reviews. So here's some information on this. I've got a great infographic. I'll put a link in the show notes from Khalid Saleh from Invesp, and the importance of online customer reviews. It says 90% of consumers read online reviews before visiting a business. Wow. 88% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. Customers are likely to spend 31% more on a business with excellent reviews. 72% say that positive reviews make them trust a local business more. 92% of users will use a local business if it has at least a 4-star rating. And therefore, there's a lot of people who won't use a business, right, if they have low ratings. I mean, I won't. I like to give everybody a benefit of a doubt, but, if they've got just a 0.5-star rating or a star and there's like dozens of reviews, that's a pretty good sign that I'm not going to try them out. 72% of consumers will take action only after reading a positive review, and reliability, expertise, and professionalism are the most important reputation traits for a local business. Boy, who's been saying that forever? Yeah, that's right. Wendy's boy here. Estimated number of online reviews customers read before trusting a business. I'll skim this a little bit, but 4 to 6 is the most. 32%. Number of online reviews read 4 to 6. So that's about right there. 86% of people will hesitate to purchase from a business that has a negative online review, as I said. On average, a 1-star increase on Yelp leads to a 5 to 9% increase in a business's revenue. One negative review can cost you, wow, here we go, 30 customers. Crazy. Number of reviews posted every minute by Yelp users, 26,380. There's so many more great points here in this thing. I like this part, how to deal with negative reviews, which we're going to do a whole episode on this, but some good points here. Respond promptly, be real and admit your mistakes, correct inaccuracies, highlight your strengths, write like a person, not a corporation. I say this in my crisis comm training all the time. Stay human. People empathize with and want to do business with and want to forgive humans. They don't really care about corporations that way. Take it offline. If you can get a review or to stop talking about it online and get on the phone with you or meet with you in person, that's way better than having it basically be this big food fight for everybody in the world to be able to see. Provide restitution if it's warranted. If you've made a mistake, own up to it, fix it. Ask loyal customers to share their experiences, be consistent, and understand how rating and review sites work. I mean, those are some great tips. There'll be a link in the show notes. It's a great little, I'm not sure if I can plug and play that infographic into my show notes page, but I'll put a link to it so you can look at it. And it's got all the source links that they use to create the infographic right there. The other thing too is I write books, and I've written one nonfiction book. It's my experiences. I wrote it in 2012. It's about when I did a Kickstarter campaign on a crowdfunding project for a book. 106% of my goal, totally successful, wrote this book. And it's basically a pamphlet. It's just an ebook. It's super cheap. You can get it for like anywhere from 99 cents to $1.99, depends on what's going on Amazon. But it's amazing on some of the reviews that I do get. It seems like people go out of their way to say this book was really too short. I can't believe I paid 99 cents for it, or something like that. It's stuff like that. It's like, wow, people will go out of their way on kind of a cheap shot like that when it's very evident before you even buy the book that it's 99 cents for a short book from 12 years ago. Because another thing I hear every now and then is, well, this book's old. So, and I don't even want to get started on reviews of my fiction series. There's links in the show notes if you want to take a look, but there's some reviews that are hilarious. I just got to share this one that one person left for one of my books. Basically, I don't have it in front of me, but I can tell you from memory, it's a review this person did on two of my books. And basically said, I did not finish it, stopped reading because it has bad words in it. And gave me like 1 or 2 stars, which has dragged the rating of both of those books down by at least a star, because I don't have millions and millions of reviews. I have dozens of reviews on most of my books. I don't have hundreds even. So one bad review, one star review or 1 2-star review really changes the average. So be careful is something I would say. If you don't like something, I think it's very disingenuous to say to give it a low review, just saying because it's a matter of taste. I would give something I would just not review something if it was just not to my taste if I bought it. But if it was a book that was poorly written, that had scads of, typos, wasn't complete, big mistakes in it, that kind of thing, yeah, I'd go after that and I would review that honestly. Or if it's a book that I thought wasn't really 5 stars, I'd give it 4 maybe, but that's about as low as I would go. I would just otherwise not review it. I just think people need to think about, it's a double-edged sword. You have the power with your customer review to really, really help a person or a brand or an organization or a company, but you also have the power to wound them. So use that power wisely. We always talk about that, right? You've got to use your powers for good, not evil, Spider-Man. So that's it on the reviews. I hope you'll give this episode a good review. There's a link in the show notes to give PR After Hours a great review on Apple Podcasts. I'd really encourage you to do it. It's easy peasy. Helps me find new people to listen to the show. And of course, as I've said before, the more people who listen, the better shot we get at increasing listenership and also increasing the ability to fund the show better and keep it going in perpetuity. All right. Again, I'd appreciate your review. Just look in the show notes at prafterhours.com. Now, if you'll excuse me, I, for some reason, really feel the need to reevaluate how I feel about my local Wendy's. I've got to go one more time and just sample their food one more time and answer their survey. Yeah, that's what I got to do. Man, I could just murder a single right now. With milk, though.
Hi, this is Julie Cortez, freelance rock star, coming at you. You are listening to PR After Hours.
Oh, you know what that means? Looks like it's last call here at your virtual lounge for PR news, views, and interviews. Don't forget, you can ask me a question anytime. You can do it through our Twitter account, which is @HoursPR, or even better, you can send me a message vocally. I would love to hear your voice, and I'll answer it on the show. There's a link in the show notes. All you have to do is sign up through Anchor FM. It's free, doesn't take long, and you record your message. I get the message. I will play your audio. Just give me your first name and the city you live in, and then I will answer the question to the best of my ability right here on the show. Don't forget to, if you're enjoying this podcast, you can support it and help increase the frequency and value of the show. Just consider being a sponsor for your brand or your agency or just yourself because you're like, I like this show. or just drop a few coins in the virtual tip jar. Either way, there's links in the show notes. Please check that out. All of that, of course, being in the show notes where you're listening right now or at prafterhours.com. I see that they're turning up the lights. Last call is over, and I've got to clean up this virtual lounge. And until next time, I'm Alex Greenwood, and you've been listening to PR After Hours on Anchor FM.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But have you been there, done that, and got the t-shirt? Now's your chance. If you are a big fan of the Virtual Lounge right here at PR After Hours, why don't you tell the world and take our spiffy logo and plaster it across your chest for the whole world to see? Well, for the whole world to see on Zoom or whenever you do finally get out of your house. The PR After Hours tee shows that you're an exclusive member of the Virtual Lounge. It's a cool, comfortable, ring-spun, soft cotton tee. We look for the best possible options we could go for in these t-shirts, and it's in a variety of colors. You can get them in dark heather gray, royal blue, storm, maroon, or good old-fashioned white. These are really comfortable shirts. We offer a premium unisex tee from extra small all the way to 4XL, and a women's slim fit tee, which goes from small to 2XL. They are a hoot, they look cool, and besides, they'll do what we love to do most here at PR After Hours, start a conversation. The PR After Hours t-shirt is available now on Bonfire. The link is in the show notes, and I hope you'll look into getting one. I not only think they look cool and be great conversation starters, but they'll help us keep the Virtual Lounge doors open. Thanks so much.